What do you think his agenda is?
Well, he's definitely a social justice warrior, right?
Don't use that. Right?
No, he is. He's definitely like, he was like, and I'm not making any judgments on this. I'm not using social justice warrior as a pejorative term. I think social justice warrior is just social justice warrior. I mean, like somebody who wants to talk about social issues constantly is a social justice warrior. He's in that camp. Mm-hmm. And so I think that he's so pro that I think might be pushing other people off the platform.
But that's what gave Twitter its power, right?
Arab Spring and things like that is really what brought Twitter to the fore.
But see, Ev was always like, I'm going to tweet once a day, and I don't have an agenda. Mm-hmm. And what's interesting is, I tell you the point at which I was like, oh, Twitter is really trying to shape the conversations, which I think is a huge mistake. Once you start getting into policing speech, it just never ends. And so he took away the verified badge of the Breitbart journalist,
Milo
Yiannopoulos, who I've known for a long time. He is the troll of all trolls. Like, he is just, all he does is troll people. And he says horrible things, and sometimes he's funny, and he's flamboyant. It's just, he's like what do they call him, fame balls or whatever? He's a fame ball is what Nick Denton would call them. He's like a sort of Julia Allison at her peak. He's like the gay Greek conservative version of that. They took away his check mark. I don't know if you remember this.
Yes.
And it's like, why would you go out of your way to take a journalist and take their check mark away? It's almost like a punitive thing. And it just means you're getting too into stuff,
Yeah.
I don't know. How did you feel about that?
I really don't want to comment on it because I do not want his legions of people coming after me. I'm not interested in engaging in that. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
No
what do you think
interest.
in general of Jack's job as CEO?
Jack is a great product guy. I mean, he's really
Square's
brilliant
pretty impressive,
guy.
right?
Yeah, I mean, and Twitter is a tough nut to crack. I mean, it grew so exponentially, so quickly.
Yeah.
But it still hasn't really hit that same mainstream swing that the Snapchats and the Instagrams have.
Right.
It has a huge user base, but it only grew like 200 million users last year or something, which is, in terms of their growth, it really is not plateauing or kind of plateauing in a way.
It is actually. Plateauing is probably the right word. It's like very, very, very modest growth.
And that's problematic. I mean, other platforms are not plateauing and have already...
Why is it plateauing, do you think?
I think people just don't know what to do with it. I think still there's that issue of not really knowing, and even people like us at this point now are like, it's self-promotional. Yeah. But I don't really know what I'm using it for outside of that. The conversations I still have with users on there can be great, but I'm getting really good conversations on other platforms too, where I'm having a little more fun.
Think about what they did for a while. When you first went to the Twitter page, they did an interruption of the page and you had to create an account.
Right.
And it's just like the credit card statement we made. Like, as soon as you have to input data to get data, it sends...
Well, you don't have to do that anymore. I mean, Twitter pages are open and public unless you make them private. But
I think they screwed the pooch too early on that. Right? By doing that,
perhaps.
It sets the wrong, like, I already went there. You can't get in unless you're a member.
They've got a lot of dead eggs on that site, people who signed up and then just never follow through with creating content.
That's a great analogy. And this is the meme of that egg logo, that if you don't upload a photo, you're a dead egg. That's brilliant.
Wistia. Get your videos off of YouTube and put them on your site. You don't want to get caught up in marketing other people's services and people and your competitors' videos. You want to use a video player that you have 100% control over. That's what Wistia is. Wistia is gorgeous, easy to use, video hosted, and we use it for, I'll tell you a really interesting use case for us for Wistia. We record our incubator classes. We record when I teach somebody how to pitch their company, or I coach them, I should say. We record it. Then we send it to them. We have it password protected, but it has a log file and it sends me alerts. Hey, the founder of this company logged in to view this video at this time from this IP address, and they watched the video this many times, and they watched these specific sections of video. So I actually know, as a coach for my startups, that they actually did consume the video and when. So I'm sitting there, it's 11 o'clock at night, bing, I get a note. The Cafe X team, boom. The Stay Wonderful team, boom. This team, that team. Daily Drip, bang, awesome company. I see that they're watching their videos, and then I can email, hey, I saw you were watching the video. Do you have any questions for me? This is something that you can never do with these free services, YouTube, that are interested in getting people to subscribe to their channels and to sort of co-opt your traffic, right? You want to control it. They have 220,000 customers at Wistia. They all love it, including us. And MailChimp, Moz, HubSpot, Zendesk, Herman Miller, Sam Adams, and This Week in Startups all use it. When they started sponsoring This Week in Startups, and they're a great partner for us. We use their product literally every day. They only had 50,000 customers, which is a lot when you think about it. Now they have 220,000, in large part, my ad reads. I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, if I have not convinced you to use, I'm joking, but it's an amazing product. It's very sticky. They have incredible analytics, as I talked about. And this is the thing we love. Every time you watch a video from us, it says, hey, would you like to get invited to a This Week in Startups Live? Put your email address in here. I fought with Solar and the team over at YouTube to let me capture emails off of YouTube. They would never do it because they want to control you. They don't want you to become independent and powerful. They want you to be dependent on them. Wistia is in your corner, so Wistia lets you collect the email addresses of people watching your videos and put them on your list. YouTube treats you like a baby. They try to control you and manipulate you and not let you get your customers' information. Wistia allows you to get the information. I don't mean to rail against YouTube, but it was very frustrating for me as a content creator to not be able to get the email addresses of my audience. And Wistia happens to be great at this. It's super easy to use. They have support if you run into trouble. New tools and features are built specifically for marketers, and other services just don't do that. They have tons of resources to get you off the ground. If you want to get guides to using microphones, building a lighting setup for $100, using video and email together, any of that stuff, they produce some of the best content marketing around. So if you're thinking about starting a podcast or using video to grow your business, go ahead and visit wistia.com. And create an account today. Free. It's free. And you get all the tools and analytics and basic integrations that are free. There's no credit card required, which is a bit of a tell, isn't it, Veronica? When they don't ask you for your credit card, you know that they're confident in their service. When they ask you for the credit card, they're not confident. They'll let you use it for free for a bit, and go to wistia.com/twist. It's awesome.